Hi, and thanks for joining me today as I do a review and flip through of my first Piano Adventures series, levels A, B, and C, as well as a few additional books that come along with it. I did receive this package of material in exchange for my honest review, and I do plan to use this series with my daughter next year when she turns 5 for her kindergarten year. I am not a piano teacher. I am simply a homeschool mom who knows a little bit of piano. I never took lessons, I taught myself, but I'm confident with that, with what I have, the knowledge I have, and the well-written lessons of these books, the simple approach, the fun, playful approach, that I will be able to do this with her. The idea is that I want to do her beginning level of work myself and see if she enjoys it, kind of get the beginning that I can give her before we go on to invest in the cost of lessons, see if it's worth it, see if she likes it. And I'm sure that I can give her the very, very foundation work with the help of this material. It's focused for early learners, so ages 5 and 6. If you want to start them that young, then this is where you should start with this particular Piano Adventure series. And it's really focused on play, and they have what they call a spirit of play, and that is for singing, play, in motion, rhythm, IC, and technique. All in a just playful, fun, engaging way, something that encourages them to love music and enjoy their instrument rather than become bored or frustrated. So it takes it slow, it's aware of their abilities at that age, and it's really fun, and it's pretty well laid out. It is written to be done with a teacher and student, but looking through it, I am not a teacher, I have never taught piano. I am sure as a mom that I can walk my child through it. It's very easy, very simple. So without more ado, let's turn the camera around and I'll give you a flip through of all the levels and the additional books that I have. All right, so here we have level A from my first Piano Adventures. Each level comes with a lesson book and a writing book, and I'll show you briefly inside both for each level. To start with, we have the table of contents, and in the table of contents, it lists the pages for the units and lessons in the lesson book, and alongside it, where any coordinating pages from the writing book coincide, which is great. And also, where any of the downloadable audio tracks coincide with the lesson. So very easy to see that. This first level is really playful, really simple, and really focused, move that in a little bit more, on technique, form, and rhythm, all in a playing game-like format. And you can see in the book itself, not just the table of contents, it lists when an audio track is to be used or can be used, which is especially nice if you don't play piano super well and you don't feel like you're able to play the teacher parts. They have the tracks here that you can use. It also lists when a page from the writing book is called for, so you don't have to try and go find that. You just can see it and pull it up. In this book, there's a lot of rhythm work, a lot of clapping, a lot of listening and repeating. Again, a lot of duets with the teacher, which makes it fun, more than just a single note or boring. And there's no introduction to the staff in this book, other than at the very end, there's a grand staff game in preparation for level B, but all of this is just working on notation. And even notation isn't introduced until Unit 5. You can see it's colorful, it's playful, it's written in an engaging manner for the child. And then in the second half of the book, they start introducing notation along with the finger number of playing and then alphabet, A through G, the musical alphabet. So this book, or this level, I guess, introduces the idea of the C scale, just the 5-finger scale, dynamic marks, piano and forte, as you see here, the repeat sign. It introduces quarter, half, and whole notes, and the musical alphabet from A to G. It introduces the bass clef and the treble clef in relation to just left and right hands, not in relation to the staff. And I think that's the main technical or vocabulary type things that it introduces. But it's done in a really fun way. And I don't feel like when they actually get to playing that there's so much on the page that the child is overwhelmed or can't see the notes, which is nice. And then at the end of each of the lesson books is a certificate with things that the child achieves, and it tells you what pages those are on. And there is a sticker book that I will show you that coincides with these and allows you to fill these out with stickers to celebrate their achievements. So that is the lesson book for level A, and here is the writing book. And these writing books really are just to enforce and reinforce the lessons in a fun approach, a fun manner, a lot of more in relation to music theory. And I think it's really good to have your child not just learn and listen, but to actually have to practice them in different ways and to show you how they work. And you see in the writing books, it also has what lesson it's associated with, which is nice. So if you're here and you need to go reference the page or anything, it's there. These books are meant to be written in, so you would need one per student, while the lesson books you could use with multiple students, these would really need one per student. Again, they also reference the audio used, which is nice. But they're just focusing on ear and eye training and just additional reinforcement. They do have the same 3 mascots throughout all of the writing books. These 3 mascots are there and they're consistent throughout. And that is level A. And then for level B, we have the lesson book. And the first unit really just introduces a few classical composers, but it doesn't overwhelm and take over with classical music. It has a really nice mix of genres throughout the book. It also is just a lot of review. The first unit is reviewing of book 1. Level 1. And then they also introduce the grand staff and start having the child play on the staff and play by note rather than by alphabet or by finger number. Level B introduces, as I said, the grand staff, but also treble and bass clef on the staff. It introduces steps on the staff and musical patterns. It introduces the dynamic mark mezzo forte. It introduces dotted half notes, as you see here. It introduces 3/4 and 4/4 timing and the concept of tempo. It introduces the bar line. It introduces octaves and ties and a quarter rest. And it does a good job. And again, I feel like these books aren't overwhelming in illustration so that the child can't read the music or is too distracted. I think it has a nice compromise between being colorful and fun, but not so much that your child's eye strays from the main part of the book. And at the end of this level book is another certificate. And you can see this book came with a CD, whereas the other levels didn't. But they do state in the other books, they give you a link to download the audio that would be on the CD. But they do state that if you prefer a CD, you can request that and they will mail you one as a complimentary item for you to use. And then the writing book B. And again, the writing books have a focus of reading, hearing, and creating this one particularly with steps on the grand staff. The activities just really help reinforce note reading. There's also some introduction to music history through fun facts and games in this writing book, level B, which is cool. And it introduces the clap for sight reading activities, and that stands for counting, looking, attention, and playing activities. And they continue throughout this book and level C's writing book, which is great. And you can kind of see it here. There's steps to just practice to help you be more equipped for sight reading. But otherwise, it just really continues with ear training and eye training activities with each unit. Just more practice, reinforcement, just a little bit of additional work. And at the end, another little certificate that you can fill out. And lesson book C, very similar to other books. They introduce a few more composers. And I would say in level C, though not so much yet, they do start introducing a little bit more of hands playing together in a coordinated way. Very simple still, but you see towards the end of the book especially a little bit more of hands playing together. The first unit, like I said, introduces classical composers, but again, it keeps a good mix of genres throughout the whole book, and it also reviews level B. But this whole level introduces skips on the staff. It introduces the damper pedal. In retard, it introduces accent marks, musical form, the G scale, and then upbeats or pickup notes. So again, progressing slowly, but still getting some of that basic foundations built in. And some more fun songs. More duets to make the songs sound like more fun once your child can do it. But you can see, again, more coordinated playing together of both hands, which I like. And then another certificate. Level C writing book. more fun facts and history of composers, which is just enjoyable. I kind of look forward to learning some of what they have. A lot more of these clap for sight reading activities just throughout. But this book just really continues the same theme of the other ones of just reinforcing what they're learning, practicing it in a new way, eye training, ear training, just basic, not long activities. They're all short, all sweet, but easy to do. And again, this book, like the other two, is meant to be written in. So do plan on getting one per student and one more certificate. And then at the end of these, you should be able to move directly into their level 1 rather than starting at their primer level, which would be, if you didn't want to do these, you could start at primer as a little older. These are meant to be started with a 5 or 6-year-old. Primer is meant to be started with a 6 or 7. They covered the basic same information, but these go at a slower, more fun and gentle approach. But if you complete this series, then you don't need to go into primer. You go directly to level 1. And that completes all 3 levels, but I do have a few additional pieces that came with it. And that would be this little yellow practice book would be one. And this is the same throughout all. It has 48 pages, so this is meant to be used with all 3 levels. There's enough for it because each page represents a week. They color a key and label a key 1 day a week. And then this is really meant more as an assignment book for a teacher. So if you were teaching a student that went home every week, you would give them an assignment for every day, or 6 things to do daily, just depending on how you want to set it up. But as a mom teaching her child, I don't know that I would use it so much that way. I mean, I still could, but I could use it as a list of my child's favorite activities throughout the week, or the things that they did best, kind of make it a rewarding, like, look at what you did. This was your best activity each day, the thing that you succeeded at. So you could use it that way, or you don't need it, but that's what that is. And then, as I mentioned, there's a sticker book that goes with those certificates. And the sticker book is also, so the top half is stickers that have activities or skills that you've learned throughout the book, and it's a fun way of review. So it's just a playful review. You can give them the assignment that's on the sticker, and then if they can accomplish it, you can put the sticker on their page or put the sticker on their face or let them have the sticker to go put somewhere else. It's just a fun. And some of them don't have necessarily a particular task assigned to it, so you could make up your own task and then they could achieve the sticker. And then at the bottom, these little ones called the certificate award stickers throughout, they're across the bottom of all of them. Those are to be used, I'll show you here, on the certificates for each book. And one sticker book should be sufficient for all 3 books. So you have the stickers and you get to put them on in a fun way as the child accomplishes the tasks. And then at the end of the level, they will have completed their entire certificate and be filled out with fun stickers. And then lastly, I also have these flashcards. And the flashcards are color-coded. So level 1 is yellow, level 2 is blue, color-coded along with the book. Level C is purple. And you can see they have the answers right on the back, so you could cut these out or you could leave them whole, however you want. But they are thick. They're laminated. I mean, they're not massively thick, but they're laminated. They won't tear super easily, which I like. And then at the end of this packet, the very last page is a page of games and activities to do with these flashcards to make them more fun than just holding up a flashcard and what's this, what's this, what's this. So it has just some other ideas for making your review a little bit more fun. Now, along with the things that I have shown you, there's a few additional resources. Each level has a Christmas book to go along with it for Christmas songs. There's also a little blue manuscript book for practice. And that's a flip through of My First Piano Adventures, level A, B, and C. I will link their site down below so that you can go check them out. They have some free resources on their site. They have some downloadable character posters that you can download and print. They have the online audio that goes with the book to download. They have a first piano lesson example, which kind of shows how much they recommend presenting, what information, how, and I think it's a great resource, especially if you're a parent who hasn't taught piano before. I think it's a great way to see how they intend the material to be presented. And they also have an app for iPhone, and I believe they're developing one for Android as an accompaniment app to their resources. So those are great. They also have a great question and answer and FAQ page. So if you want more information, I would really recommend going and looking at those. And like I said, I will link that all down below. I am excited to be using this. I think it's a great, well-written, fun, eye-catching, and I think it's good for young children. So I'm looking forward to getting to try it out with my daughter this year. If you want to know how that goes next year after we try it out, please leave a comment and I'm happy to do a follow-up once we've used it. I also have the adult all-in-one series, level 1 and 2, that I am using to refresh my own abilities and kind of finesse some things that I know that I don't do perfectly. So if you're interested in looking at that, please let me know. I'd be happy to do a flip through and review of that as well. Otherwise, let me know if you have any questions or comments, and please like and subscribe if you're interested in seeing more of these. Thank you.